Hi guys, Julie the Oracle here. So, I've been having fun just pulling a card just to give me a question to do a whole reading on. So, I ended up pulling the Page of Swords. So, the question becomes, who is watching you? And so I let the cards just fall where they may. And this is I have the before and after tarot deck. It's like a moment before and then a moment after. This is the moment after. And I really like it. It shows different things. So, and you can read it any way you want to read it. But a certain story started to develop as I started to lay these cards out. So, first my disclaimer. It looks like this is mostly going to be kind of a romantic thing, a love reading. It doesn't have to be, not for all of you, but I am getting an overall sense of that. But take what resonates and leave the rest. I've got some oracle to add on here after we're done, but let's get started. So the first up, I have the 10 of Swords. And this is like the after part. They took all the swords out of his back and he's dead and they're carrying him off. I don't know. You know, he's obviously dead and he's got the sword. He's got that funeral pose, if I may say. That death pose that they're doing. This speaks to me of an ending. We're going to start with an ending. And 10 of Swords is an ending where, you know, somebody might have been speaking against you, or I don't know. I wanted to say it was friendship at first, but, and this could be a friendship this could be a friendship between two people that may go romantic, but also this could be something where you were already dating or together for a short time. I don't know how long you would have been together, but it ended. So there was an ending, and maybe with the swords, I get that the communication was not the best, and maybe it caused a lot of miscommunication, arguments, fights, and, you know, and you guys, I don't know, it got to be like too much conflict. It's like the balance was off. You weren't well balanced in the rest of your areas. So, and it looks like I've got all four. This is pretty well balanced what I see in front of me, because I do have all four of the, oh my gosh, I want to say units, but that's not the right word. Oh my goodness, what is wrong with me? Oh, my brain is fried. Okay. Not units. Why is it escaping me? But you have swords, you've got cups, you've got wands. Let me see. What are we? Oh, we're missing pentacles. We are missing it. I knew we were missing something. Whoops. We're missing the relationship, guys. We're missing it. Because pentacles can represent house and home and relationships with other people, not just work and money. So with that, there was an ending here with the 10 of Swords, and it's done. You're done. You know, stick a fork in you. It's over. You thought it was, but it's not. Somebody from your past, and I want to say that it may not be romantic for all of you. This could have been someone you had a relationship with, you started to date, and you're like, this isn't going to work. You know, maybe the timing was off, it just wasn't right, something about that, and you're like, nope, not going to happen. But then this person is going to come back into your life. Now, if you're going, oh God, I hope it's not my ex. So hopefully it's not. Unless you're one of those people that really gets along with your ex, and it's one of those like the one who got away kind of situations, then I would understand that. That would make sense. But like, I wouldn't want this to be my ex either. It's like, no, never again. Never again. You know, once it's done for me. And I don't think I've ever been in a situation where I've ever wanted to get back together with an ex. My second ex, but to be fair, we never really broke up over anything bad too. We met when we were like 13, so we were like, oh, we're too young. Our parents will never let us meet. You know, it's not going to happen. And because we lived like states away from each other, so it just didn't. But we reconnected. We were older and wiser, and we made it work for like 7 years, but it just didn't work out, you know? But in this case, somebody's coming back into your life, and I think this is somebody that you, for most of you, I think you'll want this. That you're like, man, you know, I think we could have given it a shot. Like, maybe you regret that it didn't work out, or you regret that one or both of you had to walk away from it for whatever reason. And you're wanting them, you know, you kind of have this wishful thinking, these fantasies, like, you dream about this happening Like, man, wouldn't that be something if they came back into my life? Well, guess what? They're coming back. Whatever you thought was completely, done, finished, it's not. Someone's coming back into your life, and they want a new beginning. They want a new beginning, and there's a lot of love here. And I get the Knight of Cups. There's a lot of love there, too. This is about having a new beginning in love, in this case, in this situation. And the Knight of Cups is coming to bring that offer. Now, with the communication, you see the Knight is drinking from his own cup. That's kind of a way of saying, you drink from your own cup, that's self-love. So maybe, maybe you loved yourself, maybe they didn't, or vice versa. And maybe there was some growing that needed to, you needed to do some inner reflection and some inner work on yourself to really discover who you are and what you want and don't want, and figuring out, like, what do I need to work on about myself to be a better person, to be a better friend, to be a better partner to somebody. So, and if it was them, they've done the work. They're doing the work. They're getting better. Now they want the love. They want to bring you this offer while they're also loving themselves, which is great. If they love themselves, then they are completely capable of loving you. So this is a great first thing. It looks so ominous in the beginning, but this is where we started. We started at an ending, but guess what? It's a renewal. Tens are renewal. So it's something that begins new again. Once the, the hard part is done, it's over. You thought it was over, but you created, or they created, kind of a desire in you or them, whoever it was. The desire was created to better oneself. And maybe you both did the work. Maybe one of you did the work because one of you's already done the work. But if you're pretty confident in who you are and you love yourself and things are going well, then maybe they just needed to catch up. And they have. So here they come. They want that new beginning in love. They come with them. They're bringing peace with them. They want it to be peaceful. They want to communicate better with you. That Knight of Cups is coming with that offer and loving themselves while they're doing it. And then down here, we have the Three of Wands. This is about patience. So if they haven't come into your life yet, you're going to have to be patient. It's going to take time. They're observing you because they're watching you. Somebody's been keeping an eye. Maybe they looked you up. If you have social media, you know how it goes. They're snooping. If they accidentally like a picture from like 2017, you're going to know. You're going to know. It's like, oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to like your picture. Oh no, what do I do? And like, unlike. And sometimes people screw up and they do something and they don't realize they've done it. And you're like, oh man, they're looking at all my pictures and stuff. Somebody is reminiscing about what you had. They're nostalgic. They're thinking about you. And ever since things ended, like you've just become this weight, all these swords, like all these thoughts of you. But their love has grown in your absence. So absence makes the heart grow fonder, right? So now they're thinking of you, and now the wands are telling them, move. It's time to start moving on this. It's time to take a little bit of action. But it's also like, well, he's standing still, so he can't go anywhere yet. He's watching you. He's just observing you right now and trying to figure out, like, this person is kind of like, oh, okay, should I step forward? Should I not? They're trying to weigh their options on how they want to approach, but they definitely want to. Excuse me while I take a drink. But he's definitely wanting to move forward. And it's just going to take time. This is a hesitation. This is a timing in the best way. This person is trying to be patient because they don't want to screw it up this time. They don't want to approach you all wrong and cause all this miscommunication again. This time they want to do it right. Maybe it's you. Maybe you want to do it right. But either way, both of you seem to be on the same page here. I get that both of you want to do things right. It's just going to take time. There may be things wrapping up in their life. There could be cycles wrapping up in their life. This cycle has done and over, but a new cycle begins. It's going to start all this beautiful journey here where they want to step forward. And he's just like biding his time over here. I'm like, he's going to be patient. And he's hopeful that you're not going anywhere, not with anybody. And this may not be true for everybody, because some of you might be in a relationship, or you might have met somebody, start dating, and you're like, oh, great, now I got to choose. You don't have to. I mean, it's free will. You like who you're dating, stick with who you're dating. But if this person is significant to you in any way, and you're like, oh, I don't want to miss my chance, you really got to think about this and make a decision. And that comes, here we go, choices. The Seven of Cups speaks of choices. And this guy is speaking of choices, but I want to say that whoever this is, the snake wrapped around his waist here, it's kind of giving me vibes of, like somebody interfered. And this could be it, communication, because the swords talk about thoughts and communication. Well, if somebody is like communicating things behind your back, that could have been something that caused problems. Maybe they were talking about you, or if it wasn't them, maybe it was a third party or someone else who had ulterior motives and they were wanting to, poison the well, so to speak. Because this snake is wrapped around him, and I feel like the snake is influencing him to be greedy and to make the wrong choices and to take other things. It's interesting. Because, here he could choose the woman or the house, or he could choose the success or whatever it may be. There's some kind of weird fish there. I don't know what that is. But there's an empty cup here and an empty cup there. So it's like, okay, did he choose the snake? And did he choose greed? And he chose to be sneaky? That kind of thing. I think somebody may have influenced your friend or the person you were dating, whoever this was. It could have been a group of friends. It could have been someone who influenced too. And they may have made the wrong choices. And they're like, I'm going to go with this. I'm not going towards you, the viewer, because this snake over here is like whispering in their ear, like, oh no, this person is not good for you. They're not great. Like, you can do better, and they may have been out for themselves. Who knows? This isn't going to apply to everybody, but we all know how it is when we get into friend groups. There's always, like, you meet new people, you get into groups of people or hobbies, and you always meet a lot of wonderful people. And then there's always that one person that tries to just stir the pot. You know what I'm talking about. So it can happen. This could be something related to this, or this could have been like this person just made bad choices. Maybe they were feeling greedy and selfish. Maybe they were thinking of only themselves. They're like, yep, I'm thinking of myself. I'm going to take the snake. I'm going to take all the jewels. I'm going to leave the important stuff behind. Like, I'm not going to follow my intuition and spirituality. I don't want the life partner in the home and all that. They think they don't, but you changed it. You changed their perspective. You helped them grow spiritually. Because once the death of this ended and they're like, okay, they weren't giving you the time or the space, the priority, whatever it may have been, they may not have even given the damn effort. So you're like, it's done, it's over, and you walk away. Well, it changes people. Sometimes they need something drastic to happen in order to change them. This could have happened to any of us, and it has probably happened to a lot of us as well. So with that being said, they've had a lot of choices, and they haven't made the best choices in the past, but they're ready to rectify that. Because now they just dream of making the right choice. They dream of being able to step forward here. So they're being patient. They're being very reflective. 7 is a reflective number in numerology. So if you're going to reflect, they're reflecting on the poor choices they made. Maybe they chose a snake over you because you're like the good person. And the snake is the person that influenced them and it wasn't good for them and it turned out to be toxic or karmic in some way. And they're just like, oh man, what did I do? I made a mistake. I have so many regrets. So we did that. And now they're biding their time to move forward to the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords, we're going back to swords. It's like full circle. But in this time, it's a beautiful sword because the Queen of Swords, she's pretty blunt. She's very direct. She's very honest. She's going to tell you like it is. And this is someone who prefers to be open and honest in their communication with you. And if this person has grown from this to this, I would say you're doing really well for yourself. If they have done a lot of growth, that's great. And if you're wondering, but do they love me? The bottom of the pile speaks to, the King of Cups. The King of Cups has a lot of love for you. So I think that absence makes the heart grow fonder. They've decided to step up in their own lives, step up and be a better person, and be a better version of themselves. And they're going to come to you and they're going to be able to communicate with you and communicate their love to you in a much more positive way. And I would say for the majority of you, whatever this is definitely going to be romantic, and it's going to be a positive thing should you choose to go forward with it. For those of you desiring that this person comes back in your life, I definitely want to say, like, it could be this person, You know, if it's something that's done and it's like done and over and you're for sure like, I don't want my ex back and you don't want it to be that person, I don't think it's speaking about that person, but you never know. If your ex comes back, you have the free will to say no. You have the free will to say, I'm sorry, but I don't want to try again. If you do, that's great. But the least you can do is hear them out. If someone comes back, you listen to them and you're like, okay. Or you're like, hey, sorry, I'm dating somebody else. It's just not going to happen. But I think when I see stories like this, I think that this is for, you know, those of you who are watching, you're going to end up with a situation like this, and it's going to be mutual for both of you. I don't see this beautiful story happening and then you going, nope. But for some of you, yeah, you probably will say no. But I think the majority, it looks like a beautiful story of love and communication that's just going to take you far. And let's take a look at our oracle cards. I love this. It's beautiful. So the Ascendant Oracle tells us to trust. So if this person comes back in and you hear them out, trust your intuition. If this feels like it's right, trust in the feeling. So if it's a good feeling to you and you're like, yes, I want to give this a second chance, give it a second chance. Trust in that. Trust in what you feel and go with it. In the graveyard for the Halloween Oracle says, unnecessary fear. Yes, you're going to have these fears. Like, what if this person can't communicate? What if they say they're better and they're doing better and they're going to work harder and then they don't? You know, you're worried about that. It's unnecessary. Like, this person has done the work. You have to, you know, you won't know unless you give it a try, unless you give it effort. But you can hold them to that effort too. Be like, okay, you said you were going to communicate better. You have to prove that to me, but we'll give it a chance. So if you're going to give them a chance, just be direct with them and honest about, like, you can't be making these bad choices anymore. And you know, you can't be miscommunicating and acting that way. If their toxic behavior is not allowed, set your boundary, stick to it. But don't let fear hold you back from something that could be very beautiful and loving. And then we have the Moonology. Your hard work is paying off. I love it. New moon in Capricorn. Hard work is paying off. This could be for you or the other person, whoever's doing the work. If you did the work, your hard work will pay off because it's showing you to be a better, more well-balanced person with your communication and, you know, showing your love and your vulnerability to this person. You know, you're not doing the things that you did before that were toxic, that were bad. Like, you're turning your red flags green, and that's good. So continue to do that. Hard work is paying off, and hard work, relationships are hard work. So if you do the work and you put in the effort, it's going to be hard work, but it's going to feel effortless. It's the best way I could put that. Your color card for today, mauve. Enjoy clear hearing, number 43. I love that. 43 is 7 when you reduce it, so 7 is another reflection. So that could be you guys reflecting back on what you had and what needs to change. And if this person comes and says, I've changed, hold them to that and say, okay, you got to prove that you've changed, but let's do this. I'll give you a chance, but if you start reverting back to those red flags, I'm out. Be very honest about what's going to happen if they don't do what they say they're going to do. Their words and actions need to match, just as much as yours do. But enjoy clear hearing also is about hearing. I think of clairaudience, so if you're in the intuitive type and you're hearing those voices in your head, oh no, voices in my head. Not like that. We're not crazy people. But you do hear. You have to, that unnecessary fear back here can be a voice of anxiety in your head. So try to push that away. Push away anxiety, push away ego. Tell them to take a hike and listen to your intuition. Listen to your heart. Enjoy the clear hearing. That clarity is going to come to you and you're going to know what to do, but it's all about trust. And I love the beautiful mauve. It's a purplish color, and purple's right up there with the seeing and the knowing and the crown and all of that. The crown's usually white, and there is a little bit of whiter color in here, but when you get to the third eye and the knowing and stuff, that purple is what comes to mind, was that beautiful indigo color, but they've used different purples over time to describe it. Purple's been described as the crown too, so I love this because this is in your head. So take the clarity and run with it. Just trust your intuition. And then you have an Archangel Oracle card. It says teaching and learning. Archangel Zadkiel. Hope I said that right. Keep an open mind and learn new ideas. Then teach these ideas to others. This is cool. You and this person have taught each other lessons, whether you realize it or not. You learn your lessons from your past relationship. When it ended, it created one big lesson for this person that go, oh my gosh, I miss this person. They were really good to me. And I screwed it all up. I messed everything up and I want to make it right. And I'm going to come back and do that. And this is, you teach each other things in life. We learn these lessons from the people all around us. But this relationship has definitely taught you. So whatever you've learned, whether you've been in therapy and counseling, or if you and this person have learned better communication skills, definitely teach each other how you want to be treated. And then learn from it. I pulled a Rumi card, and I'm just going to wing it. This is number 16. It's from nothing to everything. I love it. I feel like this describes this whole situation. And 16 reduces to 7. We're back to reflection, guys. I mean, I can't make this stuff up. Because you got 7 here, you got 7 here, there's 7 here. It's, wow. A lot of 777s. That's your lucky day. But it's a beautiful card, and I'm just going off of intuition here. It's also reflection, but from nothing to everything clearly says, from nothing, where you had nothing, everything was done and over, kaput. But then you can have everything when they return to your life with love and proper communication. So you can go from nothing to everything, so trust in your intuition. Go with the flow. If it feels right, take that risk. Just make sure you do it openly, honestly, tell them how to treat you, and they need to tell you how to treat them, and then treat each other with mutual love and respect. And to finish off with my inner effing peace deck, I had Cultivate Inner Booty. It says booty, like Buddha. Okay. But it says, have a Buddha-ful day. And that's, I think for you, those watching, this is going to happen within time. The timing is different for everybody. But have your patience. If this is what you're hopeful for, it will come. Just have your patience and focus on you. Focus on maybe just listening to that inner self and knowing that you can have it all. Your hard work is paying off, and you're learning, and you're teaching, you're growing spiritually. This is you in your spiritual moment meditating. You're going to find clarity. It's also going to bring you you'll get a lot of downloads or messages if you're very intuitive. Pay attention to the signs and synchronicities around you, because you will see things. You'll notice, maybe if this person is meant to come in your life, you'll start to see their name everywhere, or hear, you'll hear their name or see their name, or everything will remind you of them. You'll have all these memories triggered and things like that. It starts to happen that way, and it's just signs that this person is coming back around. So pay attention to that. I hope this was helpful to all of you, and you got the messages that you needed. Until next time, guys. Bye.